So it's important to know we can also have multiple categories. So we can have multiple categories for these binary variables. So for example, say we're thinking about regions in Canada, and we divide Canada into different regions. We're going to say the Atlantic region, Central region, the prairies, and then maybe the West, and maybe the territories or something like that. Let's just put territories. So maybe we think of these are, we can divide Canada into these regions. So if we were interested in kind of understanding the role of these regions, or kind of getting these differences in wages between these regions, we could have a regression where we have wage equals, and maybe again we have education as one of our slope variables, and we could have experience as well, and experience squared, all those other variables we talked about. And then we just need to pick one of these categories, or one of these regions as our reference group. And when we pick our reference group, we want the reference groups to be somewhat kind of the benchmark. This is the category where we're going to be comparing other groups to. So if we were running something like this, we might pick, maybe Central, in terms of Ontario and Quebec as the reference group, or, the prairies, or maybe the West. It'd be less likely we'd pick the territories as kind of the reference group. So maybe we have, maybe I can do this in a different color. Never sure if these colors show up. But we have a dummy variable for whether this person lives at the Atlantic region. We could have another for the prairie. This person lives in the prairie region. West, and then if they live in the territories. And an error term. So we're leaving out one of them. We're leaving out Central. This is going to be our reference group, because that's the group we left out of our regression. And now all of our interpretations are going to be against that reference group, just like we saw. So we could estimate this regression to get these delta zeros and delta ones and delta twos and delta threes. But again, the interpretation will be against the reference group. So it's against someone who lives in Central Canada. So the difference in wage, holding education and experience constant between someone who lives in Atlantic Canada and Central Canada, would be this delta zero, for instance.